Okay, we're going to do an F2 video today, but before that I need to remind you of a very important point, that multiplication is commutative. That means the order doesn't matter at all. It's a very important keyword. So for example, 4 multiplied by 3 is the same as 3 multiplied by 4. Both of them mean 12. 4 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 is the same as 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. Both of them mean 24. And this is really important when we're talking about algebra. So for example, 5x multiplied by 3. That is the same as saying 5 multiplied by x multiplied by 3. And we're just going to rearrange that. We're going to commute them so that it's much easier to work with. 5 times x times 3 is the same as 5 times 3 times by x, which is just 15x. Okay, can you give this one a go yourself, please? Answer should be 15x squared, because you're just rearranging the terms like that. 5 times x times 3 times x, you put the 5 and the 3 together to give you 15. Multiply the x and the x together to give you x squared. Alright, our third one. The answer to this one should be 15x cubed y. And that's because 3 multiplied by x squared multiplied by 5 multiplied by x multiplied by y. Don't forget that, please. The 3 and the 5 can be put next to each other to give you 15. You've got x multiplied by x multiplied by x, that's x cubed. There's also a y over here, so make sure that's written there, and there's a y over here as well. So 15x cubed y. That's a very important point that we need to use in F2. Let me just remind you what an F1 question looks like and how you can compare that to an F2 question. So an F1 question was something like this: x add 4 multiplied by x add 2. This is just x on its own, 1x. But now in F2 we've got 5x. So I'm saying the coefficient in front of x changed from 1 to 5. The coefficient in front of x changed from 1 to 3. So from F1 to F2, the coefficient, another key word, of x is no longer 1. It's not equal to 1. It's still just expanding double brackets, so we're still just multiplying. Put that into the grid. The first bracket, 5x, that's one of your columns, add 4 is the second column. That second bracket, 3x, add 2. Okay, 5x multiplied by 3x. 5x multiplied by 3x. 5 times 3 times x times x. That's 15x squared. Positive 2 multiplied by positive 4 is positive 8. Positive 4 multiplied by 3x. Positive 4 times 3 is positive 12. And multiplied by the x, positive 12x. 5x multiplied by positive 2. 5 times positive 2 is positive 10. And still multiplying by the x, positive 10x. Now all together, 5x add 4 multiplied by 3x add 2. All the terms inside the grid, including the signs. So 15x squared. Add 12x. Add 10x. Add 8. Collect your like terms. 15x squared, add 22x, add 8. This is the example I want you to try. Have a look and compare it to the example you've already done. All I've done is switch the 4 and the 2 into different brackets. Have a think about how that's going to change the answer or make it stay the same. Pause the video and do the grid yourself, please. Your answer should be 15x squared, add 26x, add 8, which is different to the coefficient of x that we had here. Comparing your grids, the positive 4 multiplied by 3x, but positive 4 was multiplied by 5x here. This gave us different x's. The positive 2 was multiplied by 5x, but the positive 2 was multiplied by 3x here. Again, different x's. So the only thing that's going to be different is the coefficient of x in your expressions. Now the trick question. Again, compare it to what you've done before to see what's the same and what is different. How's your grid going to change? Pause the video and give it a go yourself now. Okay, your grid should be like this. 3x add 2 on the top, 4 add 5x in the column. Collecting your like terms here. 12x add 10x, this should give you add 22x in your expression. This should be really quite familiar because it was exactly the same as the first example that we did. 15x squared, add 22x, add 8. Why is that? 4 add 5x is exactly the same as 5x add 4. Doesn't matter when you change the order of addition. 3x add 2 is the same as 3x add 2. 3x add 2 multiplied by 5x add 4 is exactly the same as 5x add 4 multiplied by 3x add 2. And that's because, like I said at the beginning, multiplication is commutative. Okay, so those are your 3 F2 examples. Give them a go yourself now with your independent work.